My name's Kayla Sandoval and I'm here at Gardiner Angus Ranch, and we're gonna freeze brand some cattle today. So we freeze brand them usually when they're about a year old, and that'll be their permanent identification for the rest of their lives. It's very easy to read. You can see it from a far distance, and so they can lose tags and everything, but they'll always have that freeze brand. So what freeze branding does is when you place the cold iron on, it freezes the color pigmentation cells, and you get a nice like ice freeze under the skin. So then when the hair grows back, it grows back white, and it's less stressful and less hurtful than a hot iron brand, and it's also cleaner and turns out really nice usually when done right. So before you start freeze branding, you want to make sure your irons are nice and cold. And what we do here is we set up all our irons. We have 2 sets of numbers. So if we have 2 5s on an animal, you can easily just grab 1 5 and then do the next one. You don't have to wait for the first 5 to get cold again. And we have our Gardiner Angus brands over here. So first I just put 1 through 0, and then what you want to do is we use denatured alcohol, and we've put enough alcohol to just cover the brands before you put ice in or anything. So you want to set up your brands, pour your alcohol in just to cover the brands, and then you just kind of pile in dry ice, enough to make sure the brands, you can't see them. They're well covered, and you'll notice the alcohol and the ice will make them start to bubble. But when the bubbling kind of goes down, that's when you know your irons are really cold, which can take, 15, 20 minutes. You just want to make sure they're nice and cold. And you'll be able to tell once you put them on the cow if they're cold enough or not. So that's how we set up our freeze branding. So the biggest, most important thing, obviously, is having the brand show up white and placement of the brand. And what you want to do is find the hip bone, and that's going to be your starting point every time. So you'll set your first brand by the hip bone, but as you go on with the rest of your numbers, you don't want to follow the hip bone because it naturally slopes down. And especially when photographing animals, it causes them look like they're very steep-hipped. It just doesn't look as nice. And so once you set that first brand with the hip bone, you'll kind of just follow the top line with your eye and make sure the brands are nice and straight. So we kind of have a specific process. First, we'll blow off the animal for any dirt, and helps the clippers clip easier. And then you'll want to clip the section of hair that you're going to brand, so it's right up against the skin. These are fine blades on the clippers. Put this door down. What do you need? Oh, okay. All right. So usually the easiest thing for me is to find the hip bone with the clippers and then just clip a nice straight line along the top, so you can kind of follow that. It's easy visual aid. And then We spray the area with the same denatured alcohol we use on the brands. And another important thing is just getting the right number on the right animal. And it's kind of harder than you think, because when you're back here, you forget what it says up there, and that's just something I'll check 3 or 4 times while I'm freeze branding just to make sure. And this heifer is F65. And we time each brand. We leave it on for about 39 seconds. We've learned that's kind of the sweet spot for timing. And so after you take the iron off, it should have a nice kind of like frozen pad right under the skin. And if you tap it, kind of hear the ice pack, and your edges should be kind of sharp. So, and then after a while, after it melts, you should be able to see the brands. Like after we brand all these, and we go out there, you'll be able to see them. They'll be kind of raised up, and then they'll start to peel, and then the hair goes back white. So I put that first letter right on the hip, and then the next one, I'll just make sure I follow that top line. I even sometimes stagger it a little more up. So I'll put the bottom of the F is here, and I'll put that 6 just a little bit higher, just to make sure I'm going straight across and not sloping down with that hip. And if it doesn't have that pack, then I'll even hold it on a little longer. Sometimes you don't always get the top or the bottom of the iron on as well as the other part. Go. Now for the double G. So double G, I just put about an inch and a half down and right in the middle. So I'll put this one, since there's 3 letters, I'll put it under the 6. But if I had 4, I space it evenly. go. So, it's a long process, but it looks really nice when it's done.